gone. Okay. So like I said, today we are going into 9.3, which is going to be a hyperbola. So if an ellipse looks like a little football, this is that flipped out. So the cool thing is everything we've done to build an ellipse, we're going to do the same process, but instead of once we draw our outer edges, we're not going to draw a football, if you will, an ellipse. We're going to make a box out of it. Okay. So these graphs remind me a lot of the secant and cosecant graphs, where you felt like the whole time you were drawing asymptotes, and then when you actually got to the graph, it was like done. Okay, same thing. We're going to draw a lot of extra things, and then the actual process to draw the graph is going to be pretty simple. Okay. Better be. Is that a threat?
No.
It is recorded, just so y'all know.
No, it's not a threat.
Okay. All right. So just like everything we've been doing, this looks a lot more intense than it is. You need your glasses, people? Notice the difference here. There's a minus sign. Okay, the minus sign is also with B down here. This is a horizontal asymptote, so make sure you label it correctly on your chart.
Do you mean hyperbola? Or should we name it asymptote?
The horizontal hyperbola?
Yeah, you said that this is a horizontal asymptote.
Did I?
Oh, you silly goose.
You know what? Just roll with it.
I was like, do I write asymptote?
Just roll with it. Ask questions later.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that's what I said. Maybe I should go home.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going home in 2 hours. So.
Yeah, I know I'm going to too.
Yeah. I'm gonna come back to you because I need to. But
Right now? No.
Can you like will one? So you can go home.
yeah, you can go to like your office.
Should make something out like
Chase.
Oh no, I could take a day. I don't need to take a day. I can't afford to take a day. That's what it
That's
is.
the difference. Need and want.
Yep.
You broke your foot.
Okay, so like I said, all of the extra stuff down there, that's more so, again, just, it makes it look a lot harder than it actually is.
This looks difficult.
It's not. Trust me.
You say that every day though, so.
Are the ellipses hard?
No.
Difficult period.
If I remember right.
Were circles hard?
Extremely, I had no idea what was going on.
Okay. How's that lie taste?
Sweet.
Okay, then you have, of course, your vertical. Notice how the equation is flip-flopped now. So that's what the biggest difference compared to all the other ones that we've had is that we have this flip-flopped. So now A is what's negative in the general equation, which, hold on, I don't think they meant, I think they meant just, oh, they switched on y'all's paper.
Oh, do we have order schedule?
Yes.
What is
First period only.
Second and fourth.
Well, what time is third period then? That's the important part. Like one
Today's the
something.
19th, right?
Yeah. What tests are
So they're testing second and fourth. 7 a.m. is supposed to go to 8:20.
That was nice.
I thought it was always.
You're funny.
I thought it was HVAC.
Yeah, that's what maybe it's like some actually.
First block is 8:30 to 9:15. Second is 9:24 to 11:19. Third is 11:27 to 1:22.
Let's go. That's pretty normal.
Let's go home.
Wait,
Except for
third's
80.
122.
Uh-huh.
Are you serious? That's the best
You don't
thing
got
ever
to
given.
Yeah, right. All of the schedules are like that, except for one.
Yeah, all of the schedule except for 2 days we go to our normal of 2:02.
What about first period?
It's like early
Huh?
Christmas.
What about first period?
I know.
First period today.
That one.
Ends at 9:15.
No big deal. Biology.
I have
Don't get me so early today.
Yeah, you just like, I already know all the answers, so.
I just have to figure out
Anthony.
my body. I'm gonna do some stuff.
And y'all are all welcome to take a picture of that later on if you need to. Yeah, I was supposed to print one off, I think, for my study hall. Forgot to do that.
Yeah, my study hall teacher forgot to do that. That was necessary too.
It was a suggestion.
Giving that a suggestion.
We don't have study hall either.
Nope.
Yes. I mean, he's one of 3 doctors in this.
State testing is fun, but you don't have it.
Good one, Dave.
It's true though.
I'm just saying.
All right. So like I said, all of this makes it look a lot harder than it actually is. So if you notice, it's a horizontal hyperbola because they're going to the side. Vertical, they're up at the top. There we go.
I don't know.
These are your asymptotes here. So look what I mean by this. We're going to graph the same way we would have graphed an ellipse. We'll graph our center. We'll go to the left and right the same amount. We'll go up and down the same amount, and we'll plot those points, okay? From those points, we'll create a dotted line of a box. Then from that box, we'll draw an X through the box. And then literally all you have to know is if it's vertical or horizontal, because then you'll go, that's it. So like I said, the fact that you've learned how to do an ellipse, this will be pretty straightforward, okay? All right, let's try our first example.
This is nonsensical.
Huh?
I don't like this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Too many steps.
Okay.
I'll forget them.
Wait.
So look at the difference of our equations. Horizontal, X comes first. Vertical, Y comes first. So what comes first? Y. So it's going to be vertical.
Just did that. Are we grabbing this on my thing?
I don't remember how to do an ellipse.
Yeah, you're doing this on your chart. Okay, I'm doing it with you.
I know that.
Oh no, I was talking to Avery. All right, what would our center be in this case?
-3, 2.
Be careful.
3, 2.
2, -3.
Why is that? Because that's.
X is always with H. Y is always with K.
You did say that. I forgot about it though.
It's pretty important.
It does make sense. If you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
All right, 2, -3. That's our center.
Figure it out.
At hotmail.com.
Underneath X is 36. So how much do we go left and right? 6.
Oh, these were easy. I remember these now.
Yeah, you do.
You were ready to throw in the towel.
I wouldn't let him.
I'm ready to throw in the towel when someone just says math. I just don't want to do it anymore.
You gotta trust me.
You do it for a living. You do this all day.
He's got a point.
It's true.
He's got
And there's some point it has to get easier. You're just like, no, it's just.
Can I take French math next year?
It's probably not very hard for you.
All right, how much should we go up and
I
down?
think very hard. 2. That's 2.
2.
4.
No.
So here's the thing. The only way these get really confusing is
You just draw
the
box.
direction of the rectangle.
What?
Because
What?
in some cases, like it's like longer horizontally,
Oh, that's true.
and it might like mess with your mind a little bit. Don't let it, okay?
Rectangle, that's what's supposed to happen.
All right, so make a box.
It's like the worst. As you start.
Why don't you just use the dotted line? That's more.
I'd have to stretch it and shrink it.
Well, no, I meant the dotted pen.
Oh, that one, yeah, true.
You just wanted to do that.
This is the worst way to set up points for us in the football team. Why would you do points?
Okay, so now we draw our asymptotes. So you go from corner to corner. See if you can do this because it's not drawn perfectly to scale there. And you guys said it was a vertical hyperbola.
Yeah.
So then we use the vertices up at the top and we go along the asymptotes and we draw our graph. That's it.
Could you just like eyeball it? Or do
Sure.
you have to make the box and the crosses?
No, you need to make the box and the crosses, just like the cosecant and secant graph.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to give me more points if you do the dotted stuff. Okay?
This is vertical as well.
Yep, vertical as well. So go back on your normal notes. Try this one out completely on your own.
Hey. I can totally do that. I feel like it. Just messing up pictures. Good job, Dana. Proud of you. Anthony.
I was confused. Why do you have two trash cans?
Everyone does. Usually there's one at the teacher desk and there's one over here, but it's easier for custodians to grab it. They're both in the front.
I have some classrooms where I don't see either one. So, there's.
Most should have two.
He's got a point.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not being greedy. I can share, but.
Maybe the teachers of those classrooms are just hiding them.
The kids do not get trash cans.
Yeah. I did it.
Good. Okay.
You don't love me. You love me for my dad.
No,
Carter.
I love it.
You don't love me. You love me for my dad.
No, I love Gabriel.
That's exactly what I mean.
Oh, this is very last time. You're so pure right now.
There's just like a lot of writing on these graphs.
Stupid.
It's not very good.
It's okay. It's okay. 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 You're right. very fun. That's what it's like.
It's with the bugs. So it's just, so the negative metal rings.
Yeah.
You don't even need to join.
This can take so much.
Oh, she said.
Why? There's nothing wrong. Yeah. Because she said so. Maybe like
I totally care.
And then she said
What's our center?
2-0.
I don't know.
Negative.
You're right,
Is
negative.
the football team?
Oh.
It's -2-0.
Football team.
Negative
No.
2-0.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Have faith in your answers.
No.
All right. How much should we go left and right?
It's 5 and 2.
Left and right.
I would do and I can go right.
And then 5 up and down.
No, it's -2-0. I'm confident now.
Dude, how many?
Hey.
Years.
Anchor box.
It's a song by Roddy Ricch.
This way.
Don't worry about it.
It's really popular in 2019.
Okay, draw our asymptotes. Is this one vertical or horizontal, did we say?
Vertical.
Vertical. So we're up here
We have to listen.
and down here.
Every time you make the box, I want you to make that sound better.
Okay? I know it was hard to see when I was trying to do my hands that way and that
Wrists
way.
just don't do that.
They just don't do
They
that.
do do that.
All right.
Probably did that last night. Fell.
Or if I could have gone to the
The pause was not okay.
Or if I could have gone to the can you drop some like water on me?
I won't be a company for like a week.
All right.
Throw me in.
What comes first?
Center.
X. So
It's the same thing.
Literally not.
this one goes back on your chart.
That's not what I thought you asked. What you meant, like, what's the first step?
Correct. I can't see.
There's so much.
So Avery, what is that center since that's what we do first?
Oh, there's a question for me?
Maybe.
Your name's Avery, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Is
One,
it
two.
Avery? Would you tell us the centers?
1, 2.
1, 2.
Where are the parentheses?
Parentheses.
Parentheses, 1, 2, parentheses.
Is it open parentheses or close parentheses?
Close parentheses, 1, 2. Close parentheses.
All right. What do we go left and right?
2.
2.
I'm making it very cool.
Then up and down 3.
Let me go. Take away myself.
I did those mistakes.
And draw our box. Cross it out.
I think Amy's overreacting.
Oh boy. So we said this was horizontal, so we're just gonna use the vertices off to the left and to the right and draw our graph.
It doesn't do that. No, it's just.
Carter,
What is
yours? Yeah, quit being jealous.
Okay. Let's do one more really quickly to have on our notes. Then, of course, we'll do the switching between the two forms. And this is the last conic, of course, because you can tell by your chart.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't tell.
We're going to do parametric equations, which we've kind of done a little bit already. So, be a good review from last chapter as well. Well, the changing the forms.
He was at the school on Thursday.
Yeah.
Had a speech at the library and missed it.
No.
If y'all see Miss Kincaid today, tell her happy birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God, it's her birthday.
I'm gonna give her some more cat fetuses.
Some what?
Cat fetuses?
Did
She
you not
said
know
a
that?
jar of cat fetuses. And
I thought you said feces, and I was like, that's
I mean,
disgusting.
honestly,
Might
she
be
probably
even
accept
better.
those too. Cardi, do you know if we're dissecting
I'm just
a
trying to
man?
help y'all out, you know, sweeten up the situation.
The situation.
Yeah, you know.
So that's
Oh, I thought you meant like we got in trouble that we don't know about. I was like, oh.
I was like, what happened?
I was like, I swear I didn't do it.
Mistake.
That would be a good way to bust yourself, though, if you're like, how'd you know?
I get in trouble for things I don't know I did.
All right. What's our center?
The center?
Mm-hmm.
-1, 1.
All right, we're going left and right 2,
With parentheses.
and up and down 4.
No.
And that's 11.
Box.
Okay, shut up. You're supposed to know.
Cross out the box. And then we said it was horizontal.
We did, indeed.
You said.
Clearly,
told
I
us it was
can't draw them
horizontal.
today.
We trusted you with that fact.
Do what?
You said it was horizontal. We just trusted
Oh.
you.
Well, I would hope y'all have enough knowledge to know it. All right, any questions on those? Okay.
If I don't think that 1 is bigger than 0, can you prove it for me?
Sure. Not today. All right, so I could always have y'all go backwards from this information. So if you know that you're looking at the graph and automatically, I know it's hard to see, especially up there, but it is a vertical or horizontal? Horizontal. So that means what comes first? X. Minus. Don't forget that. This one's minus. And then, of course, this is still equals 1. So then if we have our center, which is right there at 3, 1. Good.
John Matthew.
And we went left and right how much? So this is, and then we went up and down, which is
16.
okay. So if you can go backwards from what we just did, again, you have full understanding of the concept there. Just don't forget the minus. Remember, like those questions that ask you what comes first, if it's vertical, horizontal, what goes underneath, what your X or Y. Okay. All right. Let's go changing between forms.
It quite literally says distribute. Don't worry about it.
Distribute.
Matthew's ahead of the game.
What do we need to multiply by? Five.
No.
And we'll only do one of these.
Okay.
Go ahead and multiply that out.
I mean, it was, let's see. It was 320 at 225. You know, it was 320. Huh?
Or was it how you were sitting? Click on your knee and type it
Oh,
in.
yeah. I have no clue.
That's how I
It's
am.
just to get.
Allison gets so upset. He's like, "How did you get that?" I'm
I
like,
can
No,
just
because if
like
you
barely
multiply
hit
it by
something
five,
and
you
I'll
have to
get
multiply
the
Yeah,
it by
biggest.
top
I'm the
plus.
same way.
So it cancels out on the bottom.
And it won't
So
show
like
up till
five.
later.
Yeah.
This is why you have an Avery by your side.
You mean
What?
clear my throat?
Is that so?
What's 5 times 16? 80. Thank you. All right, so remember, we're still gonna put our x's first, and then our x squared, y squared, then our x, and then our y. So if we have So negative 5x squared plus 5y squared plus our 40x plus our 100y plus what? 15. Okay. So notice how a, which is your x squared here, is our negative. But again, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time looking at this one trying to differentiate between whether it's vertical or horizontal. Unless you want to, you're welcome to. But that's why we're learning switching between these forms, so then that way you don't have to guess and you don't have to remember another thing. You have to remember these formulas. You don't want to have to remember all the little details about it, and that's why we're learning switching. Okay.
Oh, okay. What did I do?
Was that genuine?
I was validating your point. I was making sure you knew it was getting to my brain.
Okay.
Are you supposed to-
I accept that. That's why I asked if it was genuine, though. All right, so we're going to complete the square twice. Be careful with the negative when you factor out the negative with your leading coefficient. That changes things.
That's pretty slow.
Uh-oh.
Is it b over 2 squared?
Mhm.
Is it b over 2 squared?
I knew.
The smallest formula, and y'all keep forgetting it.
Exactly, it's the
It's the
smallest.
needle.
I think it's just the right size. Yeah.
Good one, Carter. You don't want to validate anyone's feelings. Math class. I'm reading square times 2.
Let's
Oh,
switch
yeah.
those students. One minute.
Oh, that's a. Too big. What did you use? I see that too big. You know, Avery over here going hungry.
You're making things up.
Damn, I'm busy.
No. The number doesn't come out quite right. It's a little
You have to multiply it by the
Yeah.
coefficient. I almost forgot to.
I do. That- That's kind of why.
Not that big.
That's pretty big. That's like way too much.
Sure. I forgot what to do for me. Yeah.
Oh, because it's -16.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Thank you, yes. Didn't come. You said number 144?
Mm-hmm. I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
Yes, it does, Carl.
Oh, is it really? Oh, negative. It should just be that, right? Maybe that's not right. Some of these negatives are,
Well, it's -4, so I get +36.
what do you mean?
-4.
Maybe.
That's a thing.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe that.
It's a thing.
Honestly, this should give us the answer.
Questioning myself.
That's why I would fix.
I really don't like this one.
$16, not $36.
I was very confused for a second there.
Went a little extreme there. All right, so if we take 8, divide it by 2, we get 4. Square that, we get 16. But if this is 16 here, what's over here?
-64.
Negative 64. Gotta multiply it to that -4. Okay, negative 16 divided by 2 is -8. -8 squared is 64. And 64 times 9?
579.
get 144 over here. And negative 4x plus 4 squared plus 9, and we get y minus 8 squared. So we have to make sure that this fits into the equation. So we need to make sure that the negative is on the inside. So we're just kind of do a little switcheroo there. And then we're also going to divide by 144. There's my 36 I was looking for. Okay, so the 9 over 144 reduces to 1 over 36. So y minus 8 squared over 36 minus, and the 4 over 144, wait,
No, the 9
this
is
is the 16. I did it again.
Is that coffee or is this water?
I can't have coffee right now. That's what's going on.
Gotcha.
All right, and then yes, then the 36 is over here. You've had me for too long to know that your coffee hasn't kicked in yet.
That's why I have.
So it's the same completing the square that we've been doing, except of course there's a minus involved now. Okay.
Mhm.
Do we need to do another one?
No.
Absolutely not.
Give me a side wink or a nod if you want another one. I can do another one. Okay. Just trying to watch y'all. All right, so here's what I like to consider a really good baseline to differentiating between the 4 different types, okay? So using just this general equation here, it's going to be a circle if A and B are the same number. So notice how we didn't put really anything with those, so we just assumed and kept them 1. But there's no denominator, and both x and y are squared. Okay. A parabola, you have only x or y squared. Both of them aren't squared. So parabola should be the easiest one to differentiate between all of them. So once you decide parabola is not an option or is an option, then that one's your first one I'd go to. So no denominator and only one of them squared. All right. Now an ellipse, both are positive and it has a denominator and they're added. Hyperbola, either A or B can be negative. There is a denominator and there is a subtraction sign. Okay, so like I said, the first part of your test is going to be matching. So it's a good thing to know the difference between all of those equations. And then, of course, you can change between the 2 forms. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up there, but you can get started on your homework.
Love.